When jobs are created in Tijuana, jobs are created in San Diego and vice versa.
The mayors of San Diego and Tijuana meet to promote cross-border trade amid talk of a trade war. Brewing up the entrepreneurial spirit at San Diego State.
My first reaction when I first saw him was that, like, how old is this guy?
And it's not often a 31-year-old freshman makes his college basketball team. We'll introduce you to a San Diego Marine who's living out his hoop dreams. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. As the Trump administration talks about drastically reshaping the U.S.'s relationship with Mexico, the mayors of San Diego and Tijuana stressed today how each side has benefited from cooperation. KPBS reporter Steve Walsh has the story.
Mayor Kevin Faulkner met for the first time with his counterpart in Tijuana. They emphasized their cross-border cooperation while both of them steered clear of actually being overtly critical of the policies of the Trump administration.
There's always going to be issues that come up. That's local issues, federal issues. But at the same time, we know that by working together, by continuing to work together, by sharing the benefits of this mega region, it's one that we can continue to grow.
Tijuana Mayor Juan Manuel Gastelum took office in December. Both mayors wanted to showcase their support for cross-border trade, the benefits of which are being challenged in Washington.
When jobs are created in Tijuana, jobs are created in San Diego and vice versa. And when our residents know that they have access to these good jobs, it helps create an environment that feels more secure for everyone.
The mayors deflected questions about how that cooperation might be undone by ideas like a 20% U.S. tariff on certain Mexican exports, a rewriting of NAFTA, or the building of an even larger wall along the U.S. border between these two cities.
Reporting from City Hall in downtown San Diego, Steve Walsh, KPBS News.
Tomorrow, a federal court will hear oral arguments over President Trump's executive order on travelers and refugees from 7 mainly Muslim countries. That ban has been on hold since Friday because of a lawsuit filed by the states of Washington and Minnesota. Today, California's Attorney General joined 16 others in filing court papers opposing the ban. They say it's unconstitutional. The White House says the ban is within Trump's authority. State Democratic lawmakers shot back at President Trump today, who continued to make threats over the weekend to withhold federal funding. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said California is in many ways out of control. He was referring to the state's growing legislative support for sanctuary cities.
Let's be clear about what California has accomplished. Our unemployment rate continues to decline. We now have the world's 6th largest economy. We have budget surpluses and are putting money away for economic downturns. We send more money to Washington than any other state, and we expect to get our fair share in return.
In a statement, Senate Leader Kevin De Leon called Trump's threats unconstitutional and harmful to the state's vulnerable communities. More children and families are being detained at the San Diego U.S.-Mexico border. The latest U.S. Customs and Border Protection numbers show so far in 2017, agents apprehended more than 500 unaccompanied children compared to about 350 the same time last year. It also shows so far this year, the number of families apprehended has increased by more than 240%. U.S. Customs authorities say the increase is related to an influx of people fleeing Central America, and that most of these people are turning themselves in, seeking asylum. The city of La Mesa started accepting applications today to open medical marijuana dispensaries. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen has more from La Mesa City Hall. Andrew?
Well, Ebony, city officials here were expecting a flood of applications today, but I just got off the phone with a woman who's in charge of rolling out medical marijuana here in La Mesa, and she said they've received fewer applications than anticipated, only 14 seeking to open medical marijuana dispensaries. Now, earlier today, I spoke with one of those applicants. Will Sen is a marijuana entrepreneur. He holds licenses to 4 medical marijuana dispensaries in the city of San Diego. Now he's hoping to expand to La Mesa.
The East County market's pretty large, currently being served by unlicensed operators. I think with the right regulation and oversight, it could be a boon for the local economy here in La Mesa, providing necessary tax dollars.
Last November, La Mesa voters approved Measure U. It requires the city to start allowing medical marijuana dispensaries. Sen was one of the first to submit his application today. He turned in about 60 pages, including floor plans and an environmental assessment. Later, he'll have to pay thousands in fees and submit to background checks. Still, he says things are going smoothly.
It was very efficient in La Mesa. They did a really good job with the limited timeline. Very impressed by city staff. The other jurisdictions, they all have to figure it out as they go. And that's tough sometimes, especially on a tight window. These guys did a great job.
It's unclear how many dispensaries will be able to open. They can't be within 1,000 feet of schools or other facilities geared toward minors. And the approval process is long. City staff say it's possible there won't be any dispensaries opening before the end of the year. Hello, Ebony. For now, the marijuana market in La Mesa will be limited to medical marijuana, but city officials are planning on going to the city council soon to ask whether they want to allow recreational marijuana sales as well. Reporting from La Mesa City Hall, Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Thanks, Andrew. The number of reported human trafficking cases in California rose by almost 38% last year compared to 2015. This according to new data released by the National Human Trafficking Hotline. It says more than 1,300 cases of human trafficking were reported to the hotline, originating from California last year. That's compared to 982 cases in 2015. In 2016, the hotline received more than 7,000 reports of human trafficking nationwide. About 30% involved children. More than 1.5 million Californians are now enrolled in health insurance on the state's exchange. Covered California says nearly 50,000 of those signups happened in the last 2 days of open enrollment last week. Covered California is the state's version of Obamacare. Officials say some consumers were worried about talk of repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act, but the demand is still very strong. Every year, some 25,000 Californians fall and fracture a hip and have to be rushed to the hospital. But some patients suffer lethal complications during their hospital stays, prompting state officials to release public information about death rates for each hospital where those patients got care. Cheryl Clark with KPBS's media partner iNewsSource has more.
Hip fractures generally occur in seniors with weakened bones, people who might trip on a rug or a stair and fall. And surgical repair is the usual treatment, and that's performed by some 300 hospitals in California. But 3 of those hospitals had rates of death that were unacceptably high in 2014, and 2 of those were in San Diego County. They're Kaiser Permanente and Scripps Memorial in La Jolla. That's according to state data published by CalHospitalCompare.org. Kaiser had a 4.5% death rate, while Scripps Memorial in La Jolla had a 5.5% death rate. And by the way, these are risk-adjusted rates. That factors in how old and sick patients were when they arrived, so hospitals treating weaker patients weren't unfairly scored. And I spoke with several experts who pointed to 2 key factors that reduce hip fracture mortality. The first is speed. Patients are rolled into surgery within 24 hours, but no later than 48 hours from their arrival. The second key point is a multidisciplinary team specializing in hip fracture. That means cardiologists, geriatricians, medication managers, anesthesiologists, and surgeons. Dr. Scott Ball of UCSD, which had no hip fracture patient deaths in 2014, said after surgery is a particularly important time. Physical therapists must get patients up and moving as soon as possible, and that can avoid the most dangerous complications such as pneumonia and blood clots. I'm Cheryl Clark with KPBS partner iNewsSource.
Getting around by car can be a challenge for the elderly. If they can no longer drive, they usually rely on family or the bus. Ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft could help fill the gap, but there's a problem. They only work on smartphones, which many older people don't have. Now, 2 San Diego natives have a solution. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser has the story.
Oh, here it is.
89-year-old Louise Bergside is using a service called Arrive.
You have reached Arrive. We'll be right with you.
It's basically Uber and Lyft for the elderly or anyone who doesn't have a smartphone.
I have an Arrive brochure hanging on my refrigerator door with other things that I need to remember, and the numbers there.
On the other side of the phone are Arrive operators who contact ride-sharing services Uber and Lyft and dispatch a car to Bergside's home.
The lady that picked me up, well, actually she was a young girl, but she probably doesn't consider herself young. She was just delightful. I think she said she worked for Uber
or Uber. Bergside pays the fare for the ride plus an extra $3. Users also pay a $5 membership per month.
It doesn't have to be a total replacement for a car.
Elizabeth Legg is one of the co-founders of Arrive, which just launched last month. She spoke to us via Skype.
Like if you can drive during the day and just don't like driving on the freeway, don't like driving at night, don't like driving in the rain, it's just nice to have a backup option.
Legg says she knows the price means Arrive won't work for everybody, but points out it can still be cheaper than owning a car or calling a taxi.
We can do a fair estimate so people would know, like if they want to know how much it would cost from their home to a certain destination, we can let them know that.
The other advantage to calling the service instead of a cab, she says, is that Arrive stores users' home addresses and favorite destinations. That makes it easy to call and get a ride without remembering the exact location of where you want to go. The company's other co-founder, Amy Stice, also happens to be Bergside's granddaughter.
I thought it was a great idea. Usually I have a relative, a son or a daughter, that can take me, but when I can't, it's a wonderful idea.
Bergside doesn't drive, so when her children aren't free, she used to
stay home.
Now she's able to pick up the phone and do errands or get groceries on her own. Claire Tragesser, KPBS News.
Ronald Reagan was born on this day in 1911, and the anniversary of the former president's and California governor's birth was a source of controversy at the Capitol today. A debate broke out on the assembly floor as lawmakers prepared to vote on a resolution marking today Ronald Reagan Day.
I drove past on the way to the airport tents and tents of homeless folks, many of them mentally ill. That is the effect of the Reagan legacy on policy in this state and in this country.
President Reagan achieved a great many things during his time in public service, among which was being the only person in California's 166-year history to be elected to the offices of both governor of the state of California and president of the United States.
The resolution passed with 59 votes in favor and 4 votes against. Well, grab your umbrella because rain is in San Diego's forecast with more rain heading this way. Regina Miller tells us when.
Well, as we take a look at the satellite and radar here across parts of California, we've been dealing with the onshore flow, rain around San Francisco. We've also had the rain earlier on in Los Angeles. We've seen some showers around San Diego as well, so it has been wet. Now, for the overnight hours, just low clouds, 58 degrees for your overnight low in the metro areas. And as we take a look at what we can expect in Borrego Springs, we have some of those clouds around, passing at times. In Mount Laguna, we have showers, and we also have some showers around Ramona, a temperature of 50 degrees there, 42 in Mount Laguna. Alpine checking in at 51 degrees, and Chula Vista will be at 57 degrees. And then for your Tuesday, we're going to continue that onshore flow, so we'll have rain across central and northern California. Southern California seeing the showers at times as well, so we're not getting out of that mix. In fact, even for the late week, we have some areas where we're going to be getting rain, and that onshore flow continues here, bringing with it the precipitation. So along the coastline for Tuesday, 65 degrees, and we have a little rain for Tuesday. Wednesday, partly sunny and 67. Then it gets warmer for Thursday with some high clouds and a temperature of 70 degrees by Friday. We're at 67 degrees with periods of sun. Occasional rain for your Tuesday. in inland areas. 69 degrees, partly sunny on Wednesday at 74. It warms up to 76 with some high clouds on Thursday. But look how much cooler it will be as we head towards the weekend. More clouds and sun at 64 degrees on Saturday. Tuesday, we have variable clouds in the mountain areas and a temperature of 56 degrees, warmer with some sunshine, and 68 degrees for Wednesday. We have high clouds. It'll be warm for Thursday at 70 degrees. Check out Saturday, though. By the time we get to Saturday, we knock it back into the 50s, and we have variable cloudiness in the forecast. Desert locations, variable cloudiness for your Tuesday at 76. Periods of sun and much warmer on Wednesday at 83. We get to 85 degrees by Thursday with some high clouds, warm. But then as we go towards the weekend, we'll see it cooling back down into the mid-70s by the time we get to your Saturday. I'm Regina Miller, KPBS News.
Now that the NFL season is over, the Padres are working to get football fans to Petco Park. Today, the team made the announcement on Twitter. San Diego's only major sports franchise is teaming up with Sequan Casino to buy Chargers season ticket members tickets to a Padres game. The tickets will be for a home game in April or May. Members can get up to 4. Go to padres.com/Sequan to redeem your tickets. Most people don't consider someone in their early 30s to be old, except in college basketball, where the majority of players are in their late teens. But that didn't stop 31-year-old Stefan Payne from trying out for the Cal State San Marcos basketball team, and he made the cut. KPBS reporter Kenny Goldberg says now he's outperforming many typical college freshmen.
When Stefan Payne steps onto the basketball court at Cal State San Marcos, he doesn't mess around. He stands right next to a basket and methodically works on his shot. Each time Payne shoots, he bends his knees just so, checks his release point, and makes sure the ball has a correct amount of spin on it. Commitment, preparation, performance. These values have been drummed into Payne since he was a little kid. Payne's dad was a Marine.
So, just growing up around it, I knew what I wanted to do. And then 9/11 happened when I was a junior, so that kind of just pushed me even more to want to join right out of high school.
That's exactly what Payne did. His first Marine deployment was to Iraq in 2004. He went back 2 times and served in Afghanistan, too. Now, at age 31, Payne's a staff sergeant. He's in a special Marine program that pays him to get a college degree. When Payne graduates, he'll become a commissioned officer. Payne's always loved basketball. He played in high school and on the base team at Camp Pendleton.
During the base league season, you would play 50, 60 games in, about 5 months, because once it's like a long weekend, that's when they try to get all the games in. So you might play 5 to 6 games a weekend, back to back.
When Payne started taking classes at Cal State San Marcos last summer, he noticed the school's new basketball arena. That gave him a wild idea.
I was like, maybe I should play basketball, see if I can play for the school. And I got in touch with the coaching staff, and they were like, yeah, come out and try out, when we do our walk-on tryouts.
Next, fellas, what do we want with our feet?
B.J. Foster is the Cougars' interim head coach. He says his staff was just trying to find somebody who could help the team.
We didn't care how old, how big, or any of that. We just wanted to find somebody that could give us a little depth, maybe help us in practice, be a great teammate. And when he came out and he played, he was by far the best player that came out there. He made a ton of shots that day, and obviously with his background, it was a no-brainer for us.
Payne had to make sure it was okay with his wife, Cindy. After all, Cindy was about to give birth to their first child.
I said, go for it. I mean, we both love basketball, and as long as he's happy, he has an opportunity. He hasn't been home for so long, that traveling so much, so I thought it was a good opportunity for him. It was something that he had always wanted to do, and why not? He supports me in things I do, so why not?
I know you saw my snap. That was for you.
When Payne walked onto the court, his new teammates didn't know what to make of him. Junior guard Josh Spears remembers doing a double take.
My first reaction when I first saw him was that, how old is this guy? And he came in, big, muscly dude, Like, you don't really see guys as big as him.
Payne quickly showed that he could keep up with the youngsters. Junior forward Joe Boyd says it's the things that Payne says off the court that make him really special.
And whether you win or lose, you got to wake up the next day, got to keep grinding every single day. So just having him to put everything in perspective for us, you know, like this isn't the end of the world whether we lose a game or something like that, you know, I think that's been big for us.
Payne doesn't start, but he brings a lot of energy and hustle when he comes in off the bench.
Checking into the lineup, number 1, Stefan Payne.
At a recent home game against the West Coast Baptist Eagles, Payne showed his tenacious defense, and he nailed a couple of jump shots too. It's been an up and down season for the Cougars. Through it all, Payne has helped his young teammates keep their spirits up. That's one of the things he's learned in the Marine Corps, along with the importance of getting everyone to work together toward a common goal. Payne says whether he's playing cards or basketball, he hates to lose. But he says you can use losses as a motivational tool.
If anything, losses for me push me and motivate me even more to continue to improve, even, you know, at my age. You know, you still can always evolve.
Payne plans to play on the team again next year. His wife, Cindy, says she's all for it.
His chronological age might be 31, but physically he's in great shape and he has great aspirations and he could still keep up with the young guys most of the time.
Kenny Goldberg, KPBS News.
The U.S. Association for Small Businesses has named San Diego State University a model for teaching entrepreneurship. KPBS education reporter Megan Burks spoke with some students who caught the entrepreneurial bug and launched a business this semester.
Engineering seniors Jack Doheny and Jake Solomon co-founded Bold Brew, a cold brew coffee company aimed at skaters and surfers who want a natural alternative to sports drinks. On Friday, they opened up shop in the school food court.
How's it going, man? You want a coffee? Coffee, yeah. Cool. You want a cold brew? Yes, please. Great.
The pair placed third in the school's Zon Challenge. It's meant to spur an entrepreneurial spirit. Students can even minor in entrepreneurship.
San Diego State's very, very entrepreneurship vibe contributed a whole lot to me starting what I'm doing right now. I definitely don't think I would have had I gone to a school that didn't really value that risk-taking.
Students can access workshops, seed money, and workspace, whether they're going for a degree in business or English.
The programs that we do on the campus, you know, are around. Can you be creative? Can you solve a problem? Can you take a small risk? And so it's kind of teaching the students to learn how to do that because they're going to be asked to do that in the real world.
For Doheny, the real world is now.
100%. If this takes off, I do not want to get an engineering job.
Megan Burks, KPBS News.
A small city in upstate New York has been a haven for refugees in recent years, and they say they've transformed the city in a positive way. But AP reporter Michael Hill says residents are anxious after President Trump's order blocking refugees in travel from some countries.
Utica, New York is a small, gritty city that welcomes refugees from around the globe. A place where house-proud Bosnians sip strong coffee in cafes, and young women in hijabs feel at home.
We are Utica, the city that loves refugees.
But now President Trump's executive order limiting the flow of refugees into the U.S. has sent a shudder through this upstate New York city.
It makes me terrified. It's like I ran out of Iraq because of this, and now I'm here, and yeah, I'm feeling the same way, and I'm having the same exact feeling about maybe this is not home, maybe I should move, or this is not my country.
The Mohawk Valley Resource Center for Refugees in Utica settles about 400 refugees a year. This city of 62,000 people is now home to thousands from Bosnia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Somalia, and other countries. Refugees account for 15 to 20% or more of Utica's population. Mayor Robert Palmieri says the refugees have in turn helped energize the city. Refugees mean refurbished homes, more workers, and more culture.
I would love to have the president come to Utica, New York to see what it's all about and how beneficial it's been as a melting pot and blending them into the fiber of America.
Now the refugee center is looking at possible layoffs, and refugees who hope more relatives could come from overseas are frustrated.
I really feel sad about that because imagine, your kid is away from you. You don't have enough sleep at night when you sleep, and the order they cannot come anymore until 4 months, so this is kind of like, what can we do, how did this thing happen?
Uncertain times in a city where the signs of refugee contributions abound. Michael Hill, Associated Press, Utica, New York.
Now, here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. Mixed-use communities are supposed to provide more sustainable, convenient, and affordable places to live. But in some parts of San Diego County, things aren't working out the way planners expected. And on Midday Edition, a big mistake in a measure aimed at bettering transportation in San Diego. That's tomorrow at noon on KPBS Radio. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.